Tom Beckbe says this is the perfect jacket for hunting and for a night out in the town, so I took it to a shooting range. I don't have a hunting license, so I couldn't kill birds with it. So why is this the best wax jacket? Because wax jackets have reached a point in men's apparel where they typically fall into one of two categories. Jackets actually designed for working or hunting in the outdoors, and those that are designed to look cool. The Tensaw is the only jacket I've found that does both. Now, to be super clear, there's absolutely nothing wrong with buying apparel because it looks cool. That's probably why we buy everything we wear, even if you don't think of yourself as a fashionista or whatever. But this jacket from the heritage hunting company Tom Beckbe is a veritable sensation in and out of hunting lodges because it's rugged enough for a hunt, but stylish enough to wear into town. And thus, it might be the best wax jacket. First and foremost though, it is a hunting jacket. The features and the fit make it vastly more functional than even other real-world hunting jackets like, say, Barber, in my opinion. Every inch of the Tensaw has been painstakingly thought out to blend style and function. But before I dive deeper into the features and the fit and the price and the pros and cons, let's talk about this material. Now, this jacket actually comes in two versions. There's the Tensaw, which is this one, and the lighter version called the Tensaw ES, that's more suited to like late spring, early fall. Both versions come in three colors. The ES's waxed cotton is 6 ounces per square yard, while this Tensaw is 8-ounce shelter cloth. For the uninitiated, waxed canvas like this is highly regarded for a few reasons. Canvas is extremely durable and resistant to tears and abrasion, so you don't need to sweat thorns slicing it open or anything, which has happened to a leather jacket of mine in the past actually, so there are some arguments for canvas over leather in my opinion. Number two, the wax provides extraordinary water resistance. Sailors used to wax their sails so they'd catch more wind and not retain as much water. Eventually this strategy was applied to the sailors' coats and then outdoorsmen's tents and jackets and bags and so on. Number three, wax canvas looks really cool. Like denim and leather boots, it looks cooler the older and more beat up it gets. And look, we're all guys here. We don't need to pretend that coolness is not a factor when picking a jacket, right? As with boots, wear and tear is a badge of honor that you'll wear with pride as this jacket gets older. The downside with wax canvas is it's not super porous because it's water resistant, so it doesn't breathe super well, like not as well as regular canvas. And also you do have to regularly reapply the wax to keep up with the water resistance. But that's relatively easy to do. Just keep an eye on the elbows because that's where you'll first notice the wax wearing away. Once it starts wearing away there, you'll know that the time to re-wax isn't too far away. Now, I don't know if I should say this more in the fit section or the materials one, but this canvas isn't phenomenal at insulation. That's actually why a lot of people love it. The point is to shield you from wind and rain, and at that it is superb. And the generous fit and somewhat lightweight, even at 8 ounces, makes it really perfect for layering. If you hunt in the dead of winter, you can rug up with sweaters and vests. If it's spring or autumn in Alabama, you don't really need it. The lining, by the way, is a big part of the jacket's fan base. Tom Beckbe is not just an American brand, it's an Alabama brand. And they've lined the jacket with 100% cotton that's inspired by this well-known Alabama clay. It's called alluvial clay. It's a geological formation that stretches from eastern Texas all the way up to southern Virginia. And it's just something where if you're from the deep south, it's gotten all over your clothes or stained your boots at some point. I interviewed the founder to get information on the jacket, and he told me that Alabama clay is, quote, something that's part of your DNA, basically. So when we started designing the jacket, much the way Barber has a tartan pattern, we looked to traditional sporting apparel and asked what are the elements of that apparel that makes it of a place. And to us, tartan is very British. We said that if we're going to take that same idea, what would it look like if it were Americanized? So Tom Beckbe landed on this color that's both vibrant and an earthy tone and adds a really distinctive contrast that has become sort of shorthand for the brand itself. So let's get into specifics here. Let's talk about the features. First and foremost, again, it is a real hunting jacket that's designed to be functional and durable. So the typical fit is one for mobility and for layering, not unlike roomy Filson jackets. You get a full range of motion with a bi-swing back and gusseted underarms. You can clip the jacket's tails down if you're looking for a less casual look out on the town, or you can unsnap them for mobility. And pockets, you bet we got pockets. There are these two giant ones here that are great for storage. I literally put shotgun shells in them like reviewers say you can do. They've also got hand-warmer pockets underneath them, 2 more pockets just below the chest, and hidden inside them, check this out, a little snap that you can use to hold open the pockets here if you're tired of opening and closing the pockets when you're out on the go. You've also got a phone pocket on the inside of the left side here of the buttons, which is where I'm currently keeping the microphone. And a lot of reviewers actually missed that pocket. This one here is called a Napoleon pocket, it turns out. And yeah, you can put your phone in there, and a lot of guys like to put a flask in there instead when they're out. The last thing to talk about is this comfy corduroy lined collar, which is designed to always be standing up. You're not really meant to push it down. It looks kind of dopey when it's down like that. Standing up, it protects you against the wind, and makes you look cool. It gives you the excuse you've always wanted to keep your collar puffed. When buttoned up guys on my Instagram said I looked like both James Bond and a Bond villain, and a third guy said he liked how the collar makes the neck area look wider, yeah, I got some pretty good reviews on this collar here. There it is, Bond villain. The fit and the sizing. So you have two options here. If you want a roomy jacket that you can easily layer and swing your arms around in, you get your standard size. So I'm like typically a large, like a 42, 43 inch chest. My actual chest is more like 44 or 45, but as is the case with jeans, your actual measurements are bigger than the measurement on the label. That said, if you normally wear a large, ordering a large from Tom Beckbe will give you a jacket that has a pretty decent amount of extra space for mobility and layering. If you prefer the fit that I've got here, which you may have noticed looks a bit slimmer than the traditional boxy fit of like Filson jackets, that's because I sized down and got a medium tall jacket. That's the trick. So if you want a more fitted look, and like mine isn't crazy slim, I can still wear a sweater underneath it, but if you'd rather it look like mine, size down and get a tall. If you want a really sport-ready coat and mobility-focused jacket, get your normal size. All right, that just about does it for this jacket. To wrap up with some pros and cons, pros, it looks really cool. It was made with incredible attention to detail, and of course it's very functional and actually useful in the outdoors. It's got a ton of pockets, it looks great with a gun in your hand or with a nice glass of red. It's made in the USA. It does a really cool job of evoking southern imagery with the Alabama clay. It comes in 3 colors, probably more by the time you see this. It blocks wind, it blocks rain, and it's available in 2 weights, so it's handy for most climates. The downsides are that it's designed more as a shell than as a very warm jacket. It's not fantastic at insulating, but again, that's the point of it. It's why a lot of guys like it, because they can choose to layer it or not. The $495 price tag is pretty pricey, but look, their main competitor is probably Barber. And while the Barber Bedale is about $400, if you get the liner, the cost soars past Tom Beckbe's. So it does beat the Barber jacket, I think. And those jackets aren't made in America, they're designed to represent Britain, the losers of the Revolutionary War, and the canvas isn't as thick. Those ones are 6 ounces and this is 8 ounces. Now there are guys out there that want ultra thick canvas for the jackets. I have a 25 ounce Tanuki jacket. Functionally speaking though, most guys don't want a cloth that needs a trip to the Yukon to break in, like to go stake your claim to Klondike. Like that's not a really realistic scenario for most people. I have no issues with unrealistically thick canvas. I love my Tanuki, but most guys, and especially most sportsmen, want a weight like this, like a balance of durable and practical. And speaking of balance, it's a great balance of a jacket that works in the field and in the city. I'd say it's the best wax jacket for hunting, but there are more city-friendly wax jackets, more minimalist wax jackets that were designed to look cool above all. Totally fine if that's what you want, but for something that's designed to withstand storms and thorns and fawns, it also looks good in a bar. So this is the best balance between outdoors and indoors, in my opinion, if that's what you're after and you just want to get one ultimate waxed coat. All right, that does it for my review of the Tensaw jacket from Tom Beckbe. It's a really standout jacket, super American, a really nice alternative from all those British wax jackets out there, and from all like the really slim, fashion-forward wax jackets too. Again, yeah, just a really nice kind of do-everything sort of jacket. Let me know in the comments below what you reckon, and give me a like and give me a subscribe as well, because I got a lot more stuff on jackets coming up, and also nice heritage backpacks and boots and jeans, the whole shebang.